Hi, everyone. My name is Lily Austin, and I'm reading to you guys today. I'm with the Junior League of Charlotte, and I wanted to talk to you first about puffins. Do you know what a puffin is? A puffin is a bird that is in the North Atlantic Ocean. So basically, that's where they live. They're mainly in Iceland, actually. And they're one of my favorite birds. And this was actually one of my most loved books as a kid. I would read it nonstop, and I had it on audio where I could listen to it. So it was something that I wanted to share with you guys today. It's called Puffin's Homecoming, the story of an Atlantic puffin by Darice Bailer and illustrated by Katie Lee. It's a part of the Smithsonian Institution, which is like a collection of museums. But here is the cover. So it kind of, in my opinion, kind of looks like a kind of a penguin, but kind of not, because like obviously penguins are, that, but I just think they're black and white, looks a lot like a penguin. They do live in really cold climates. They like the cold and like up north. But they're just really cool birds, and they also attract a lot of tourism when you're in those areas. So I'm excited to share with you Puffin's Homecoming. Puffin's Homecoming. Alone, far out in the North Atlantic, Puffin drifts and dives, floats and flies. He lives at sea through 7 cold and stormy months. Then as winter ends, he grows restless. Spring is tugging him back again toward the island where he was born. So they swim, they fly, they dive into the water. They're pretty miraculous animals. Have you ever seen a bird like this? Puffin's face is changing. His large triangular beak grows even bigger and is now etched bright orange, red, and gold. Yellow rosettes decorate the corners of his mouth. Red rimmed eyes are adorned with ornaments above and below, and sooty lines sweep back across white cheeks. He is becoming as colorful as a rainbow. Look how beautiful these birds are. Their beaks are really bright, and I just love their coloring. It's really cool. Orange webbed feet paddle steadily. At last, Puffin sees the island's rocky cliffs rising from the sea. He stops supreme, rolling this way and that in the water. He can reach every glossy feather. A final feather is switched into place while he is lying on his back. Look at that. A bird that can swim. That's pretty amazing. And it's in cold water as well. I don't do cold water. Puffin becomes hungry. He dives and clamps his beak tightly on a sand eel, holding the fish to the roof of his mouth with his strong tongue. He tries for another. Puffin brings 3 to the surface and gobbles them quickly. So it looks like he dives to get his food, and he goes and looks for tiny fish and sand eels. That's pretty cool. A black-backed gull is circling overhead, looking for a meal. Alarmed, Puffin plunges to safety below the water. The gull cannot follow. Puffin comes up for air near a pair of puffins. Clackety clack clack. They playfully wrap their bright beaks together. Puffin tries to join the fun, but he is shooed away. Good thing he saw that the black-backed gulls were coming, because then he might have lost all of his hard work of getting the fish. Skittering across the water, wildly flapping his small wings, Puffin clumsily takes off. Up he flies toward the cliff top. Then he slows his beating wings and pushes his big feet forward, using them as brakes. It's kind of like I don't know if you've ever seen someone skydive, but basically when they pull their parachute, like it comes up, and then you kind of put your feet forward, and it slows you down. And so it looks like their wings are somewhat like a parachute, and then they slow themselves down. Just as he drops out of the sky, a sudden gust of wind tumbles him over end over end. Well, I guess his landing wasn't all that smooth. But look, there are other puffins. How many puffins do you see in this picture? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 puffins. Puffin rights himself near a burrow. It is the same rabbit hole that he and his mate use every summer. A head pokes out. For the first time in 7 months, Puffin sees his mate. He bobs forward and they wag their heads. They greet one another by noisily tapping beaks. So it looks like Puffin has a friend. Then they get to work. They have a 3-foot deep burrow to clean. Scraping with claws, shoveling, and pushing with big feet, Puffin and his mate are soon covered from top to bottom with dirt. Then feathers and bits of grass and seaweed are gathered for the nest site deep within. So it seems like birds in North Carolina that we typically see, they put their nest, where do you think they put their nest? They put it in a tree. But it looks like puffins, they put their nest in the ground, and it's kind of like a little cave for their babies. See, they're going in the ground instead of in a tree. Probably because up north it's cold, so it might be a little bit cold for the babies. More safety as well if they're in a hole. Many puffins now crowd the cliff top and dot the water below. Pairs work on their burrows and strut in front to warn others away. Younger puffins come. They gather seaweed and grass too, but they let the wind carry their bits away, for they do not have burrows yet. Look at that. They are ready to build these nests. It is late in April when Puffin's mate lays one large white egg. She and Puffin take turns keeping it warm. While one of them tucks the egg under its breast feathers, the other stands guard or flies to the sea for food. Look how deep their nest is. It's very far into the ground or earth. This is like the part that kind of reminds me of them as like penguins, because penguins also like sit on their egg to keep it warm. Obviously they're not penguins, but that's what they're kind of similar in that way. And I think that's pretty amazing that they each take turns to make sure that the egg is well taken care of. After 40 days, a little chick pecks her way out of the egg. Covered with dark, soft down, her eyes are open and she quickly stands. Puffin and his mate are good parents. While one guards the chick, the other brings her sand eels and herring and other goods to eat. Each parent can carry as many as 22 fish at one time, and the hungry chick grows fast, eating as much as half her weight in fish in a single day. 22 fish one time in the mouth. Wow. That's a lot of fish. I I'm trying to think of something. 22 is a big number. I don't think I could fit 22 fish into my mouth. Probably one. Oh, let me show you the photo. Forgot. There she is. There's the little baby bird. So cute. She even has black and white. When not eating or resting, the chick keeps busy. She flaps her wings and parades up and down. Digging and pushing with her feet, she moves the dirt from one side of the burrow to the other, and then back again. She tugs at roots growing through the roof. Stones and twigs are picked up eagerly in her beak, then dropped. They did not taste like fish. So I guess she thought that the roots were food, but it's not really good. I don't think dirt tastes really good for this little baby chick. The chick grows bigger and stronger. Then one dark night in July, she scuttles outside the burrow for the first time. Waddling clumsily toward the ocean, she doesn't stop, not even at the cliff's edge. She tumbles right over, then sails and flutters, flapping her stubby wings hard. At last, she flops into the water below. Looks like she's out of her burrow now, and she's exploring the world. It's just kind of what birds do, is they fly and explore the world, and her parents did a good job raising her. And away she paddles, completely at home in the sea. The chick will not touch land again for at least 2 years. Puffin and his mate leave too. Their summer job is finished. As their bright springtime colors fade, they go their separate ways, far out in the ocean. But they will meet again next year, when once again, spring pulls them back to their island home. There they go. Such a good ending. Next pages. So this last page has some information on it, and I'm just going to read some to you. So the Atlantic Puffin, they are small, stocky seabirds, often called sea parrots, by Arctic fishermen. They are members of the auk family and live off the rocky northern coastlines of North America and Europe. They spend their lives at sea, returning to land only to breed in the spring. So like breeding is where they have a baby, like the little chick. Their single egg is laid in the burrows or rock crevices where they faithfully tend their young until late July, when the plump chicks are ready to care for themselves. Atlantic puffins wear bright colors during the breeding season, but appear somewhat drab during the rest of the year. So I guess when they're ready to have a baby chick, their colors on their beak get brighter, which is very interesting. Puffins use their wings to fly underwater, and they steer with their feet. Black-backed gulls prey on puffins, so that means that they're the ones that are a danger to puffins, like if they're their prey. Because of their relatively heavy body weight and short wings, puffins must work hard at flying and may seem clumsy when they land. Did not know that. Not only do puffins return to the same cliff every year, they return to the very same burrow. So it sounds like they are creatures of habit, where they have their calendar, just like you do. Like you have a schedule, like every day you wake up and you brush your teeth, make your bed, all that. They do the same, but every year they come back to the same place, which is really amazing. Young puffins return to the cliffs of the breeding colony later, then mature, mated pairs, and may find all burrows occupied. They collect nesting materials, however, in imitation of the behavior of the mature birds. Feathers are growing through the young chick's down and will eventually replace it. The chick, when it's almost fully grown, but they'll have a smaller beak than their parents. So that is Puffin's Homecoming. And can anyone guess why it's called Puffin's Homecoming after we read the book? I think it's called Puffin's Homecoming because he goes back to the same cliff and same burrow every year. So it's like he's coming home again, and he does it every year. Thank you so much for joining me for reading with me. And I always love reading to you all. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you so much.